Good afternoon. Welcome to our Career Development Orientation Workshop. My name is Marion O'Connor and I'm from the UCD Graduate Studies Office. Joining me today is Sorcha Mulcahy, Deputy Director, Career Development Centre. The format for the Hangout today is that Sorcha will give us a quick presentation on the services offered by the Career Development Centre and how to avail of them. Now, we want to hear from you, so please ask questions. You can do that by going to the event page and typing your question. We will then take the questions after the presentation. Thank you for joining us, and I'll hand you over to Sorcha.
Thank you very much, Marion. Hello, everyone. You're all very welcome. Very welcome to UCD. So as Marion said, I have a few slides, just a very short presentation that I'm going to go through. And I'm just going to talk to you a little bit about, I suppose, what the Career Development Centre does, the services we offer, and just maybe some tips and some things for you to think about as graduate students over the next year. So I'll run through the presentation, and then I hope you're all going to have lots of questions. So as Marion says, just please feel free to ask any questions at all that you want. Okay, so I'm just going to share my presentation with you now, and hopefully that will work. Actually, sorry, a second. Sorry, I just need to, I thought I had it open, I'm just going to open it up. Okay, here we go.
Great, thanks, Sorcha.
Okay, so the title of the presentation is "It's Take Control of Your Career with the Career Development Centre," and I suppose that's very much a key message that we try to give to students, that really the Career Development Centre is here to help and support you, and there are a lot of services we offer. But it's very important, I suppose, that you take responsibility for your own career, and that from day one at UCD you're thinking ahead, and you're thinking about how you're going to make the most of your time here, and how you're going to take those next steps in your career. So at the Career Development Centre we work with a lot of different employers. I guess we're fortunate in that UCD is a university that's targeted by a lot of national and international employers. So lots of employers coming on campus, and when we ask them what they're looking for in an applicant, there are a number of things that they talk about. Obviously, academic achievement is very important, and I guess for all of you who are doing you're doing graduate study, that's something you've thought about. You've done your undergrad and you've decided that you want to take that sort of academic side even further and gain further qualifications. Again, showing, I suppose, an employer that you're committed to that academic achievement, which is very positive. Employers are also keen, I suppose, to have people who have gotten some work experience. Now, ideally, that's some form of internship, and I know in some of the graduate programs here, there's the opportunity to do an internship, which is fantastic. But even if that isn't built into your program, there's lots of other scope to gain some experience. So whether that's a part-time job, as many graduate students will be doing, to make a bit of money, or maybe doing something kind of during the summer or so on. But any work experience at all that you have is something employers are very interested in. Transferable skills are something that employers talk about a lot, and these are the skills that you develop through your studies, through work experience, through other activities like volunteering and things like that. Things like teamwork, leadership, communication, emotional intelligence, all those kinds of skills. Lots of opportunities for you to develop those even during your studies, and again, these are things employers are very interested in. So the graduate program provides a great opportunity to kind of further hone those skills. The final, I suppose, two things here, the piece around understanding the role, company and sector. So it's very important, I think, for an employer that they see an applicant has done their research, that you've done some research on the company, on the role you're applying for, and there's a lot of scope for you over the next year or however long you're on campus to partake in events organised by the Career Development Centre that gives you a great opportunity to do some research on different companies, and I'll tell you a little bit more about those opportunities shortly. The final piece there is around being engaged with your community. So more and more employers are saying to us that they're looking for people who've made a difference, who've maybe gotten involved on campus, so clubs, societies, being a class rep, all that sort of range of extracurricular activities. And I think that the beauty of UCD is there are a lot of opportunities to get involved in different things, or indeed, volunteering with a charity. So it's something I've noticed personally, I suppose, over the past number of years. Again, employers are emphasising this more and more, that sort of involvement. And I think, again, it can provide a great opportunity to develop and hone skills that you have. So I suppose that's what employers say they're looking for, and I think that's what you need to be concentrating on over the next year or so. Instead of thinking about how can you develop these things, how can you demonstrate to an employer that you fit the bill in terms of the things they're looking for, and really how will you stand out from the crowd. So when you're looking, you're coming to finishing up your program, maybe this time next year, and you're putting in your applications for jobs, how will you stand out from the crowd? So I think in terms of tips that I would give for graduate students specifically, with a view to standing out from the crowd when it comes to making applications, the big thing I would emphasise, and I say this to all graduate students, is to use your time very wisely. Many of you will have a year. It's not a very long time. It goes quickly. So really, you need to start planning your next steps now. So I would say don't wait until, I know you're getting settled in and so on, but don't wait until you're halfway through the program or till the end of your program to start thinking about what you want to do career-wise. I would get started now and use the time you have wisely to do your research, to meet employers, to figure out what the best way forward is. I think the other piece is around marketing the skills you have effectively. And as I said, there are a lot of skills you'll gain through doing graduate study and all of the other things you'll be doing during your time at UCD, whether it's working or extracurricular activities. But you can be doing all these great things, but ultimately, I suppose, what it comes down to is how well you're marketing those. So this is where your CV is very important. So being able to articulate what you have to offer effectively is really crucial. Networking as well. The next year is a great opportunity for you to make contacts. There are plenty of opportunities to meet with employers on campus, so recruitment fairs, employer events. I'll tell you a little bit more about the different events the Career Development Centre organises in a moment, but really it's important to go along to these events and to use them to meet with employers, to build your network. LinkedIn can be really useful as well in terms of having that kind of professional online presence and then using that as a means of kind of making contact with employers or maybe alumni of your program who might be able to help you in your job search. And the final tip there is around using the supports available to you. There's a lot of support available from the Career Development Centre and other units within UCD, so it's important to be aware of these and to make sure you make the best use of them. So in terms of what the Career Development Centre can offer you, there's a lot that we do. I'm just going to highlight some of the key things. I suppose one of our more popular services is we offer one-to-one appointments with our career and skills consultants. During term, we offer appointments pretty much all day, with the exception of Friday. Friday we usually just offer sort of a half day, but we offer 20-minute appointments. These are bookable online, and I'll show you how you can book those in a moment. But you can come in, you can meet with one of the team of consultants here, and really the time is yours. You could be, if you want to discuss what your options might be, you want to find out a bit about what alumni of your program have done, maybe you want help with your CV, so anything at all that would be useful. That time is yours, and you're obviously welcome to come in as many times as you want. We also offer late night opening on Wednesdays during terms, so our opening hours are generally 9 until 5, but on Wednesdays we're open until 7:30, so they're extra appointments then. We offer a range of weekly workshops as well. So we have workshops on preparing effective CVs, on preparing for interview. Those are run a number of times every week, and you can book places and come along to those. They're usually about sort of 45-50 minutes in duration. And then we also run, not as frequently as every week, but we run a number of them throughout the semester, a series of skills workshops. So these are focused on specific skills. So that might be something on teamwork, or it could be about commercial awareness, or different skills that employers look for. We have longer kind of interactive workshops around those. We have a big employer presence on campus. So throughout semester 1, there will be lots of employers on campus giving recruitment presentations and running various kinds of events. Some of those happen during the day, lots of them happen in the evening, and you know, we already have a very packed schedule, so employers from across a range of sectors coming on campus. So there's you know, if there are particular employers you're interested in, you can come along, hear what they have to offer, find out about their opportunities, and it's a great chance to kind of have a chat with them as well. Our flagship events are our recruitment fairs, and I have a little slide at the end which just has some important dates for your diary, so I'll show you that in a moment. But in October we have 3 big recruitment fairs. We have a business, finance and management recruitment fair, a science, engineering and technology recruitment fair, and a law recruitment fair. So those attract hundreds of employers. We have thousands of students attending. They're very big events and a great opportunity to meet with and speak to a huge range of employers in one setting. And all of the employers who attend have jobs to offer. So it's the only companies who come are those who have current vacancies. Careers Connect is our online system that we use, and I'll show you that in a moment. But this system has an online vacancies portal, so any employers who get in touch with us and they want to advertise graduate opportunities or internships, we put them up on Careers Connect. And Careers Connect is also the system you can use to book one-to-one appointments and to book places on our workshops as well. And it also gives you the full listing of any employer events on campus. So really, Careers Connect is your one-stop shop for everything that's happening kind of careers-wise on campus. So it's important that you use that you check, you have a look at it on a regular basis, because you'll find out what's on, and then, as I said, it allows you to book on to register for all those different events as well. So Careers Connect is available. You can access it via the Career Development Centre website, but you can also access it via your UCD Connect profile. So I hope by now you have your UCD, your logon details, your username and password. When you log on to UCD Connect, and you'll see there's you'll be brought to a home screen like this with a number of different tabs. And on the Student Live tab, if you click on that and just look down the screen, you'll see there's, I've circled it in red, the Careers Connect button. So all you need to do is click on that, and that will take you into the Careers Connect system. And then you'll have access to all the vacancies that are up there. You'll see all the events that are coming up and so on. So as I said, really important that you familiarise yourself with that system, because it's something that will be very useful for you over the next year. We also have a website, ucd.ie/careers. Now I'm giving you a bit of a sneak preview of our new website. If you log on to ucd.ie careers right now, you'll see something a bit different, but we'll be launching our new website. This is the home page for the new website that we'll be launching in September. And there's a lot, we provide a lot of online resources, so everything from psychometric tests to a whole range of kind of careers databases. There's one called Going Global, where you can find out about opportunities in different countries. There's the Vault database, which is lots of information on different sectors. So there's a lot of additional resources that we provide online. A feature of our new website as well is that we have put together some specific resources for graduate students. So you can see there, that's just a screenshot of our Getting Started page, and then you can see there's a button circled in red, graduate students, so you can click on that and that takes you into the kind of resources that we feel are most useful for graduate students. So as I said, the website will be doing a big launch of the website in September, so that will be a really, I think, useful resource for all of you as well. We have a Facebook page. We publicise a lot of our events and so on Facebook, and also, we'll put up things like, jobs or volunteering opportunities and things like that. So if you like our Facebook page, it's an easy way to just get a lot of information on our services and what's happening on a day-to-day basis. There's an added incentive at the moment. If you like our Facebook page and enter the competition, we have a little competition up there at the moment. If you enter that competition before the 10th of October, you're in with a chance to win an iPad. So that's a nice little incentive for those of you to go along and just check out our Facebook page. I mentioned some dates for your diary, so here's some of the key dates. Every year we hold an open day. That's your chance to pop into the centre, meet with some of the team here and find out about what we do. And this year that's on Wednesday, the 24th of September. We'll also be giving away free ice cream. So hopefully the weather will be nice. It won't be raining. But if you want to come in, have a look around and get free ice cream, you can pop over on the 24th of September. Or indeed, if you want to come over before that, we'll be here. So don't feel you need to wait until the open day. The two fairs I mentioned there were big recruitment fairs, or the three fairs rather. You can see the dates there. For the Business, Finance and Management Fair, Tuesday 30th of September, Science, Engineering, Technology is on Wednesday the 1st of October, and the Law Recruitment Fair on Wednesday the 8th of October. And we'll be publishing full details of those on Careers Connect and on our website as well. So you'll have all the information on those there. That's it from me, so I just wanted to keep that relatively brief, but hopefully that gives you a little bit of an insight into the services we have to offer. So I'm more than happy to take any questions, and actually I see I have one already, which is great, from Fanula. And Fanula is asking, Fanula's a mature student, and Fanula's saying, can I use CDC services also? Of course you can. We're open to all students. We have a lot of mature students using the service. We actually have a little, you'll see one of my colleagues if you go along to the mature student orientation on Saturday. My colleague Mark will be going along to that. We're very happy to work with mature students, and I guess what's useful is a lot of the staff here have come from a range of different backgrounds in industry. So we have people who worked in recruitment, people who worked in consultancy, so good knowledge into kind of different sectors and so on. So if you're a mature student, maybe you've had a bit of work experience before, you're looking to move sectors, we're very happy to kind of to help you with that. But certainly all our services are available to mature students. So please do come and see us. Anyone have any other questions?
Great, Sorcha, thanks for that. Just for people who are curious about entering the question, it's just underneath the event box. There's a space where you can enter your question. We'll be able to take the questions here. So just while we're waiting to see if anybody else has any questions, Sorcha, I have a few questions for you in relation to the events, the main events that you've coming up. What are employers looking for from students who go along to those events? Are they looking to, if you're interested in a particular company, should you bring a CV or should you just go along and talk to them? What would be the best approach?
So I think the key thing is to actually talk to them. So the one thing employers say is, sometimes sort of students go in and they kind of walk around and they grab some brochures and they don't speak to the employers. I think it's very important to speak to the employers and just be prepared. Obviously it's not an interview, but you do need to be a bit prepared. Be prepared to talk about yourself and be able to kind of tell them what you're doing, what you have to offer. I think it can be useful to bring a CV with you. Because if you happen to be talking to an employer and they're interested in what you're doing, it's great to have the CV with you. Because then you can leave it with them, but it's not essential, So don't worry that if you think, oh, I haven't got my CV ready, I can't go to the fair. That's not the case at all. But if you have one that you're happy with, And as I said, we can, here in the Career Development Centre, we can help you put your CV together. I think if you have one, it's good to bring it along. But the key thing is just go and chat to them. And it meant, like, a lot of the times the employers will bring along employees who've studied at UCD, so kind of maybe recent graduates, and they could be graduates of undergraduate programs or graduate programs. So, you know, you'll be often talking to people who are not that sort of far ahead of where you are currently, so they can be really helpful and kind of give you an insight into what the company has to offer.
Great. We have a question in here. Can you assist students wishing to take an internship as part of their program abroad? Do staff members have contacts in different countries? And that's
okay.
Andrew.
Okay, Andrew. Yes, we do assist students who are looking at doing an internship abroad. I suppose the way we would assist is in terms of maybe giving, if you might be in terms of giving you some ideas around different kind of companies to approach. I mean, we do advertise internships, and we would advertise internships obviously based in Ireland, but also internships in other countries. So we would sort of advertise those, and we have we subscribe to a database of US internships that's available to UCD students via our website. In terms of contacts in different countries, possibly, and we don't have sort of a formal network of contacts. So for example, if you were to say, I'm interested in an internship in France, can you put me in touch with your contact in France? It's not a formal network in that sense. We do belong to a number of international professional associations, so we do have links with career staff in universities in the UK, around Europe and so on. So it may be that we would be able to through that network, help you find a particular internship. Is that it's more of a, I suppose, an informal network. But certainly we're, if you're trying to find an internship abroad, we'll certainly do whatever we can to assist you with that. And I think I mentioned there is another database that we subscribe to on our website called Going Global, which has a lot of useful resources for students who are kind of seeking opportunities in different countries. So, even contacts for different types of kind of employment sectors and things like that. So there's a lot of useful information there as well.
Great, thank you. Just one thing, I noticed that I think psychometric testing is often a very scary thing for many students, and I was wondering, you have some services in relation to psychometric testing. Can you kind of elaborate a bit on how they work, or how you...
Sure. Yeah, so we subscribe to kind of a psychometric test database. So it's not exactly a database, it's kind of a suite of psychometric tests, and they're a mix. So some of them are, I suppose, aimed at maybe helping students with career planning. So things like career interest inventory. I don't know if people are familiar with maybe Myers-Briggs, but we have a kind of a psychometric tool that's based on Myers-Briggs. It's kind of around personality preferences. So those are things that can kind of help students if you're trying to decide what to do and so on. We also have a series of the kind of typical psychometric tests that recruiters use. So tests of verbal, numerical, and abstract reasoning. So those are great practice tests. So if you have, as you said, a lot of employers, are using psychometric tests now. It can be daunting, I think, for students if you haven't done them before. So the tests we have provide a great opportunity to practice, and they're very typical of the sort used by a lot of the big kind of multinational companies here. So again, as a UCD student, you can access those tests via Careers Connect.
Great, thank you. And I suppose just check now if we have any more questions coming in. If anybody else would like to ask Sorcha a question, please do so now on the event page in the box just underneath the video. You can type your question in there and we'll be able to take it. We have transferable skills workshops for graduate research students, and I was wondering if you could talk maybe a little about those in terms of what's on offer there.
Okay, so the transferable skills workshops. So we input into some of those. So so obviously graduate studies organise a number of those workshops, and I think they cover a lot of things. You know, as I understand, right? Even it could be sort of, you know, grant writing and all that kind of stuff. We input into those kind of more on the career side. So we've recently run a number of workshops for kind of graduate research students around sort of preparing. So basically we split it into some workshops for those students that were interested in getting into industry, and then some for those that were interested in sort of staying in academia. Mm-hmm. So we had workshops around preparing kind of CVs for industry, preparing CVs for academia, preparing for different types of interviews. So a lot of it is around, you know, depending on the route that people want to take once they finish with their research, how do they go about kind of preparing for that. We also would kind of organise kind of some networking events and things like that for kind of graduate research students as well. So we're currently kind of looking at our programme for the coming year. So again, anything we do specifically for graduate research students will promote ourselves, but it's also promoted via UCD research as well. So students will get an email with details of any upcoming workshops.
Brilliant. We have a couple of more questions. At the recruitment fairs, do employers often invite attendees for interview for various positions?
It would be probably a little bit unusual for an employer to invite you to interview just on sort of the basis of meeting someone at a recruitment fair. So typically what they might do is, if they're interested in you, they might take your details and then they might get in touch about maybe you know, the kind of the next step in the process. It would be, I mean, generally speaking, it would, you know, it would be sort of, you'd still probably have to go through the same same process that anybody applying would, and usually there's a couple of steps. There might be sort of, you know, psychometric tests or things like that, but it can be helpful if you've made that contact with somebody at the recruitment fair. You know, quite often they will kind of be looking out for your application. They might put in a good word for you. So I'm not saying that you wouldn't. It's impossible to kind of get that invitation to interview there and then, but it typically it might take a little bit longer. So they might want to have maybe another chat with you afterwards, and then, you know, kind of take the process from there. But as I said, it's a great way to the contact you make there can be of great use to going through the process.
Yeah, it's a good opportunity to make a good impression.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. We have our next question. Is there, in your experience, any market for arts PhDs outside academia?
I think yes, there is. I mean, I think the key thing, and I would say this to any sort of, I suppose, PhD student, it's really about how you market your skills, because you'll have gained a huge range of skills through doing your PhD, you know, so in terms of time management, planning and organizing, writing skills, your research, those skills are useful across a range of different careers. And I mean, you know, if we take our business, finance and management recruitment fair as an example, that's actually open to graduates of any discipline. So the employers there are not just kind of looking for business students, they're looking for students from any discipline who have the skills to be successful in a range of different types of roles within business. So I think as a PhD student or graduate, really the challenge is to think about, well, to sort of decide, okay, if you're not going into academia, it's to figure out what's the best path for you outside of that, and then to really think about how you market yourself effectively. You know, so while you might not have sort of employers, you know, specifically saying we are targeting arts PhD graduates, they will be interested in a lot of the skills that you have. So again, it's about how you articulate and market those.
Great, thank you. The next question we have is from Aliyah. Do you have any data on the average employment rates of UCD graduates within, say, 6 months of graduating?
Okay, so every year the government requires us to collect that information. So we have to survey we have to survey all of our graduates. Now it's not 6 months after graduation; it's 9 months after graduation. So that's something we were working on during the summer. We were surveying the 2013 graduates to find out what they're up to. Now we're just in the process of kind of collating that data now, so the figures are still quite new, so I'm kind of giving you estimates. But if we look at the UCD class of 2013 overall, now this is across the board. This is undergraduate program graduates and graduate program graduates. I have access to a breakdown of it, but just not with me at the moment. So it's looking like so I think approximately, let me just think now. I know that the unemployment rate for overall, and this is actually, I should say, we got a response rate of about 75%. So we managed to get hold of about 75% of the 6,000 or so 2013 graduates. The unemployment rate, I think, was in the region of 8%, so quite low. The employment rate was in the region of 50%, and then 42% had gone on to do further study. So that's kind of the breakdown there. So there would be a reasonably high number. I mean, a lot of those obviously would be undergrads who've gone on to do further study. So that's approximately, I think, as I said, approximately 50% employment, 8% were still seeking employment, and about 42% gone to further study. If you, Aaliyah, if you're interested in a kind of a breakdown of that, like if you're interested in the kind of employment rates of maybe graduates of your particular program or what people went on to do, if you come in, if you make an appointment for a quick query service, we can access that information for you as well. So we do have a breakdown. As I said, it's just at the moment we're still producing all the reports. So but we should have everything should be up and available within the next few weeks.
Great, thank you, Sorcha.
Okay.
I think that's it for questions at the moment. I'll just check if we have anything else coming in. But just while we're waiting, just to bring your attention, we have a couple of more orientation hangouts tomorrow. We have an orientation session, an online orientation session from UCD Societies at 3 p.m. We also have a session on Friday at 11 a.m. with the Students' Union, and then at 3 p.m. with UCD Registry. So if you're interested in joining those, you can just go to our events page on our Google Plus and sign up for those. I think we're done, Sorcha, with questions.
I've just seen one. There's one more here, Marion, I think.
Okay.
Someone is just asking, I'm wondering if you offer help to students who are interested in academic careers. Yes, we do, absolutely. So we sometimes, we run some specific workshops that are based around maybe preparing academic CVs or preparing for academic interviews, but also we help people on a one-to-one basis as well. So we certainly have, particularly, I suppose, PhD students, but other students as well, coming into us for one-to-one appointments, and just seeking advice about careers in academia, and we'd help them to prepare for those. So yes, is the answer there. We'll certainly do our best to help.
Great, thank you. Also, just wanted to remind graduates that we are going to have a Grads Connect event. That's an actual event in the O'Brien Centre for Science, and that will be on the 24th at 5 p.m. So all graduates are welcome, graduate taught, graduate research students. Light refreshments will be served, so we're very looking forward to meeting you. And just to say thank you for joining our Hangout session today, and thank you, Sorcha, for an excellent overview of the services offered by the Career Development Centre.
Very welcome. Thank you, everyone, for coming along.
Thank you, and please join our other information sessions over the next few days, and we'll see you on the 24th. Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye.